Hello, I am Christine Clark, Coach Christine Clark with Sunglow Transformation. Today I want to talk to you about values. And when I say values, I'm not talking about the politicized, yeah, that's a word, politicized values of family values or conservative values, those kinds of things. That's not what we're talking about. What I am talking about today is those things that we prize the highest internally. These are our core values, your core values that resonate deep in your body and in your subconscious. And the value of understanding your values um, is that they can be a sounding board for you. They can help you connect when you are making decisions. Let's say you go through values exercise and you know that time with your children is really one of your top priorities. So when you have an opportunity to meet with a business person and they want to meet with you at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's about when your kids who happen to be in grade school and middle school are coming home, you can say, I'm booked. How about if we do it tomorrow at 2? So that you can maintain your value of being present with your children when your children are available and use that to mediate how you connect with a business opportunity. That's a very simple application, and that's what values can do. When you know what those things that are most important to you, it helps in making decisions as all kinds of opportunities come to your way and all kinds of decisions, whether it is taking a vacation, where you take vacation, what you're going to step into work-wise, who you're going to step into work-wise, who you're going to choose to partner with. All those things help if you know what your values are, if you're clear on those. One of the things about values is that they change depending on the season of life you're in, depending on your life circumstance. So when you have children, those are your highest priorities. In a later season of life, when the children have moved on, there's going to be something else that's going to have greater value for you. Personal time, time with your significant other, with your spouse. Maybe this is the time where you're wanting to really build a business, and so your priority, your value is going to be all those things that are going to click to move that business forward. For me, time with my family was one of my values about 5, 6 years ago. And having done a recent values exercise, what showed up for me was that I had greater value. One of my strongest values was to be a positive influence in the world, to be out in the world, to connect with people. And so that is one of my drivers currently, is to get out, to connect and be with people. So knowing your core values gives you that sounding board, gives you a way of navigating what life has to offer, which is great. Knowing that it changes depending on the season of life you're in and the circumstance that your life is in is important to know. Values are not set in stone. So when you go through and you get clear on what your values are, know that at some point in the future, those might not still be the values that you want to follow. One of the things of knowing your values can also be to look back at life and rewrite the story if it needs to be rewritten. Sometimes we have regret, we have shame, we have guilt because we spent more time with our family and we're not building our business, or we spent more time with our business and we were not being present with the family. Those two things. When you get clear on what your core values are, then you can look back and say, well, obviously it was really important for me to build my business at that point in time, and I did not spend as much time with my family, and that's okay because it was the value that I held, and I was working in alignment with my value of being able to be a provider, being able to give security, to cover the bills, to have a better home for my family. And when you understand what your core values are, it can be a way of looking back and confirming the decisions that you made that were in line with those values, to rewrite the story in a way that's empowering, that's positive. One of the things that comes from that. The beautiful part of knowing your values and making decisions in alignment with your values is that you are then in greater integrity with your inner self, with the core of who you are, with your authenticity. And when you can be authentic, when you can work in alignment with those things that are of highest importance to you, you have more flow, you have more energy, there is less stress, there is less irritation, because you're working in alignment to what you really are. And when you can connect with that, the power that you can create in your life, the flow that you can create, the satisfaction, the love, the joy, the happiness, everything just seems like it's going really good because you are living with yourself in a way that's integrity with who you are. It's beautiful. So those are reasons to know your values. Those are reasons to get in touch with your values and what values can do. So important is they can be a sounding board. Important that they can go back, you can look back and rewrite the story to release whatever might have been dissatisfying, and rewrite the story to support yourself. Knowing that they change depending on the season and the circumstance of life is important. And knowing that when you work with your highest values, then everything goes. You're in integrity with who you are, and that creates energy, that creates flow, that creates satisfaction. So those are whys and hows of values. And you're saying, okay, great. How do I figure out what my core values are? So I'm going to walk through a really simple exercise. Now, what you want to do is do this with a partner. Get somebody that can be your opposite, be your partner, and you can do this for them and they can do this for you, and you can work together. Now, it's very important, as with the partner, is to follow these instructions that I am going to give you very closely. So just pair up, and then the question is, what's important to you? And the person asking the question is going to simply ask, what's important to you? And you responding, the important thing is to respond with the first thing that comes to mind. Don't filter. Don't try and figure out what the right answer is. What's important to you? Just say what shows up first. Great. And then the question is repeated. So I'm going to just do a little example right here. Okay, for you that are listening, that are watching, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, blow it out. Okay, those of you who are here, do this. Take a nice deep breath in, blow it out. Great. Now, I want you to think and say out loud the first thing that comes to mind. What's important to you? 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 And I've only said that 5 times, and hopefully you have at least 5 different answers. That's what you want to do with your partner, is simply have the question repeated with no feedback, no direction given, no nods, no oh yeah, thumbs up, which is very difficult unless you've had training to not respond to the person that you're asking, and just allow them to bring it out. Have that person allow you to bring it out, and then you can allow them to bring it out. Just ask what's important to you. And what you'll find as you work through those and just repeat that same dumb question that may get irritating at some point, Say it again and again and again. And there's going to be times when the answer is going to come up the same, when you're going to start repeating some of the answers you've given before because it's just what's there. That's okay. That is perfect. Sometimes there's going to be a long pause or like nothing is coming to you. That's perfect. And then you'll come up with an answer. Because what ideally you want to have happen is to have the question repeated enough times that you have this kind of cyclical thing that'll happen. You'll answer the same question over and over again, and then you come up with a new answer. And what's happening internally when that occurs is that you're dropping down to a deeper level. And when you have this pause where it's like there's not there, and all of a sudden something shows up, you're dropping down into a deeper level. And the more levels you can get to down internally, the truer to you answers are going to be. So that's a part of values exercise, finding the values. And the person asking should be writing it down. So as you're responding, that you're capturing the parts, the pieces, what's important to you. And then from there, you want to take just a little break. Just spend 2 or 3 minutes in gratitude, thinking about everything that you are appreciative that is with you in your life today. It can be your kids, your house, your air conditioning, your heater, your warm socks if it's wintertime, your beautiful thongs if it's summertime, the ice cream that you have in the freezer, the good foods that you have in the refrigerator, things that you get to eat, the meals you have, the fact that you have running water, that you have flushing toilets, gratitude for anything and everything. And just give yourself 2 or 3 minutes and just gratitude. Gratitude on your life. Gratitude. And then, after you've been through this gratitude break, have the person that is asking your question begin again. Only change the phrasing to what's really important to you. What's really important to you? What's really important to you? What's really important to you? Yeah, and then you've dropped down to an even deeper level. And as you go through this, there's going to be a point in time, both with the first set and with the after gratitude set, where you're going to just kind of think, I think that's it. And the person that is your asker, that's asking the question, might sense that. You might sense it to yourself and say, I think I'm complete. If you are the asker and you're sensing that, say, are you complete for now? You say, yeah, I'm complete for now. So then you have this list. And what you want to do is select your top 10. And you'll know as you're looking up this list that you've created, which ones resonate, which ones speak to you. And just start doing check marks and narrow it down to top 10. Most of those top 10 are going to come from the second set. I've even done the exercise where you just throw away the first set and only concentrate on the second set that comes after the gratitude break. But come up with the 10, and there you have your top 10. Beauty. Now, when I work with people, I take a second step of the process to rank the top 10 and come up with the top 3. I'm not going to do that right now because what I've given you right now is a lot. And I want you to do this. I want you to find a partner and do the exercise and say, what is it that's important to you? What's important to you? And just see what you come up with. And then as you can move through the rest of your day for the next couple of weeks, notice, when am I doing something that is in alignment with my top values? How does that feel? What kind of flow do you create? What kind of energy do you create? And also notice when you are irritated, when you're angry, when things are going on, when you're having a tough day, when everything is just pull back and think, okay, what are my values? What's not in alignment? Give yourself that look to say, huh, you know, I had an intention of spending more time with my spouse. And then my mother called and I said, yes, I would come over. And so I'm spending time with my mother because I'm a good daughter, when really the time with my spouse is more important to me at this point in my life. I want to build that relationship. We have been running in separate directions, me and my spouse, and we were making a choice to come back together. And so I'm in irritation because I said yes to mom. Have awareness. Maybe next time you'll say, Mom, that's great. I can't do that today. Can I do that tomorrow? Do you need me to come over and, help you move this stuff right now? And whatever it is, can be spouse, can be moms. Maybe you're wanting to spend more time with your parent. Maybe you're wanting to reconnect, and then you have other obligations, and you're finding yourself in irritation because a value that you have, a connection, isn't being satisfied. These are all just examples, and I'm excited for you to go out and try this and see what you come up with on your own. I know that at this point in time you have questions. You want to dig deeper into it. What are my top 3? Because that's so much easier to manage and focus on than top 10. And what happens? When do I know if I'm shifting? When do I know if these are going to be different? And did I do this right? Did I get the right answer? My encouragement to you is to touch base with me and look at either one-on-one coaching so we can connect and I can walk you through this and be your partner and your support to create what you want to create in your life. You can also look at plugging into Intention to Action. Intention to Action is a 10-week webinar course that I am doing with Master Coach Jen Sanderson. We're starting September 10. And in that 10 weeks, we're going to work with values. We're going to also work with beliefs. We're going to work with a lot of different parts and pieces of life that help you bridge the gap between what you intend to do and what you take action on. And that's what intention action is. And we're going to work with you. And the cool thing that I love about what we're doing is we're doing this live. It's not going to be a recording and then worksheets. Yes, we're going to have worksheets. Yes, we're going to have assignments. And there's going to be a Facebook group where you can connect. But you'll have Jen and I. We're going to be doing this on Zoom. So during the content part of our hour-long training each week, you can ask questions. You can say, I want to follow up. You say, I'm not clear on that. Okay, I have an idea. And when we're going to go around and have you decide, what are your takeaways and what do you plan to do between now and our next call. So it's very robust and it's very connectional. And I love that part because I love working with people. I have been my own self, have bought into, taken advantage of whatever the thing as I thought was great, but it was a recording webinar thing and I would not do it. I buy it, I have it. Do I sit down and do it? No. So do something live, do something that really helps you make the connections, to make the changes, to get clear on the parts of life that you want to clear on so you can move forward, so you can have success, so you can have connection, more love, more joy, more energy, more flow. I am Christine Clark, Coach Christine Clark with Sunglow Transformation. Here are different ways for you to get a hold of me. I look forward to connecting with you. Until next time.